together as I invite on stage Miriam Wooters.
Who is working in healthcare? And that's a few, yeah. Well, I hope the story that I'm about to tell is as relevant for the others as for you, but for you it will be especially resonating. So a little bit about me. So my name is Miriam Wouters, you heard that. And instead of a job title, I always like to focus on what I do. So I help to improve, to give better care for more people in the world. And that's more what the whole objective is for what we do, next to how we do it. I've been in Philips for quite some time. 30 years, and I've had many roles in that job. So I do a lot of different things, as you heard. And let's take that journey into healthcare. And to do that, I'm going to show you a small movie.
You're here for an MRI scan, but you're lost and late. When you find your way to reception and register, you're told that an urgent case has pushed the schedule back. No one knows how long you'll have to wait. As your anxiety levels rise, you forget all the questions you wanted to ask. Instead, you start to worry about missing your next appointment and feel powerless to do anything about it. Sound familiar? Without change, this type of experience will only get worse as traditional centralized hospitals like this one start to transform into more distributed physical and digital networks of care. More than ever, we need an intuitive and human way of connecting our experiences of healthcare.
Yes, that's the brain. And this is the, this bit? Yes. So this is your primitive or your reptilian brain. And this is the core of our nervous system. So it's the original command center that had allowed our ancestors to navigate their environments and respond to threats. So, but these triggers, they still work today. So this flight or fight, it's happening there in the brain. And so it's your command center, it's triggering, it's giving that adrenaline, it's quickening the heartbeat, giving enhanced vision, so it's a perfect state of alert. It's your breathing, it's your heart rate, it's your blood pressure, it's sweating.
You're in a busy city and you feel prepared and in control. Thanks to Ellis. Welcome to the radiology center.
Oh, sorry, that didn't go right.
Friday afternoon in a busy city, and you feel prepared and in control. Thanks to Ellis. Welcome to the radiology center. The MRI technologist knows you're here and will see you in 7 minutes.
It's not playing, so...
It's this way.
Sorry.
Alice is your virtual assistant, who's been with you since you were diagnosed by your GP.
And decision, it's their topic. But so there's no way that AI is going to take over the procedure or the responsibilities. Another interesting question then that we have been thinking about is how can you monetize this? As with the previous speaker, you can really, you have to kind of validate your innovations and your design solutions. Otherwise, you're not going to convince anybody. So in this case, we collaborated with an emergency department in a hospital in Norway. And so we looked at the before AI use case. What happens if you think you've broken your hand?
Very interesting space. I think Miriam is a messiah. I'll tell you why. Because to all the people who are struggling with weight loss, thank you so much, Miriam, for making our life easy. Because you put it up on the big screen, that well-rounded shapes are visually appealing. Thank you so much for saving our life. Right, I'm going to discontinue my gym membership. And my answer is going to be, Dr. Miriam, she said well-rounded shapes are visually appealing. I just want you to convey this point to all the women. Once they buy that point, I think that's going to make our life easy. Don't you think so? Right? So thank you so much for making our life easy. And in a parallel world, we will surely have this conversation. And Donald, you don't get to clap for this, right? Because I saw your veins protruding right there on your neck. So your BMI is way lower than the average of this room. So you don't get to applaud for that. So moving on, are we ready for the next keynote, everybody? Yes. He's a co-chair, mind you, so you better make some more noise for that. Are you ready for the next keynote, everybody? Yes. I'll tell you what, this is one of the most beautifully scheduled conferences I've come across, because there was a 45-minute coffee break. Nobody gives that. They cram so much in that time. And you know what the lunch break is for, the duration? Sorry? The next keynote speaker, the CXO and co-founder of Happening. That name has a ring to it. With over a decade of experience at the intersection of design, AI, technology, and business, our next keynote speaker believes that good design is not just beautiful, it's transformational. Beyond the studio, he serves as co-chair of Humor Design Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to democratization, design, and creating social impact through education, mentorship, and global design challenges. Through initiatives like UX India, the country's largest design conference, he actively contributes to nurturing the next generation of design leaders. At the Confluence of Creativity and Clarity, he helps businesses future-proof and their products while championing design that uplifts people, systems, and society. So ladies and gentlemen, time to put your hands together as I invite on stage Rohan Sridhar.
Start thinking. Have you ever thought about it? This question may be too ambiguous, maybe too generic, but have you ever thought about what happens when the products that you use start thinking? Today I'm not here to talk about AI or what AI is going to do or whether you lose your jobs or keep your jobs and whatnot. But I'm here to talk about how we as designers could design for the next generation of AI-enabled products, or the next generation of products which will be leveraging AI to a large extent. So, once upon a time, we used to look at tools as something that we need to command, that we need to give an input to, that we expect an output out of if you master it, right? You can look at maybe an age-old thing like a calculator, typewriter, to something like a Photoshop or Figma. Sorry, I'm putting Figma here. I know many of you will hate me for it, but it is a tool at the end of the day. And most innovative products on the planet today, be it the Tesla Autopilot or GitHub Copilot, Lovable, and there's a ton more examples that I could give about, right? So today, they are adaptive systems, right? We went from the tool era, where we had to give a command, to maybe something like a Siri or Alexa, where they react to a command, to something that is adaptive today, right? So this isn't just about a technology shift, it's a design story that's reshaping how we create the next generation of products. Modern AI-enabled products have stopped waiting for instructions and started anticipating your needs. So the big question, if products can start to think, do we still design them as tools? The obvious answer, no. We start designing them as partners. By 2026, there's an estimate that about 80% of the digital products will embed AI-driven intelligence. So today, we are at a crossing into the era of thinking products. You may be wondering, what's a thinking product, right? This is something I just made up today, and you might be hearing it for the first time. When I say thinking products, I don't just mean AI features. I mean products that anticipates intent, that anticipate your needs, adapt to your context, and sometimes even act for you, right? They're no longer tools, they're your partners. So there's a new kind of partnership we are building between human and product, and that shift changes everything for design. So let me show you what it looks like from a real world example at happening. I apologize in advance, I cannot show too many details here, but I will quickly show you some really good examples. So this is from a large telecom client of ours, and if you know the telecom industry, some of my friends are here in the audience from the telecom industry. The operators or network engineers, they curse the product every day because they are overwhelmed by what they see, or they're unable to manage what they see, right? It's a massive complexity. So what we asked ourselves is, what if this product itself could think, right? So out came our vision, which was an AI co-pilot that doesn't just show problems, but anticipates them, explains why they're happening, and maybe even suggests actions for you, right? So it turns a reactive process into a proactive one. You go from essentially firefighting every day to having some foresight and be able to do a lot more things in your life. Here's another example that I can talk about a little bit more with some more details. So we had to solve this problem for ourselves, right? How do you consistently design for intelligence? This is probably a question you might not be asking yourselves yet, but at Happening, we do. And when we do, we fear that designing for intelligence is messy. You need to deal with explainability, you need to deal with adaptive UIs, you need to deal with trust. Even great designers at Happening struggle to do it consistently, right? That includes me as well. So we are building Happening AI, which is basically a suite of tools that will help designers like ours design for intelligence. So what we're working on, if you see an example here, is a code-ready, one prompt built dashboard that you can deploy into a real product that you may be working on. So the greatness of this is not that it's generating a great dashboard that a ton of tools can do, but what it actually does is we've trained our model in a way that it understands the new AI principles, it understands the changing relation between human and product, and it's able to give you more than what a typical generative UI product would do, right? This is just one example, and yesterday night when I was up late and working on my deck, I generated this particular dashboard in a few minutes, right? So that's how the new relationship between human and product is evolving. We're also building a lot more things.
Something that I'm sure you're going to remember is the black box. I want all of you to pull out your phones and scan this QR. And standing here, I'm going to assume that you're taking pictures of me and feel important. Please do share your feedback on the session. You said that a thinking product is something that reads intent, understands motive without specific input and act. Am I right? Now I know. I mean, this is what my wife wants from me. What is that? Reads intent, understands, means all the world to us. Right, so it's exactly 12:45. We are running 15 minutes late, which according to Hyderabad standards.
Hi, I'm Ravi Krishnan. I'm one of the close associates of Kaladhar Bapu and his team. I had the opportunity of being in the co-founder team in the early days when this conference was started, and I'm so happy to see the conference grow in scale so much, and the kind of engagement, the kind of participation, and the kind of ideas that get shared is phenomenal. And I wish this group grow strength to strength, grow in scale, and impact as truly what this group has been set to do. One difference, there are many conferences that happen on design, many conferences that happen on UX, but what makes this conference very different is the fact that the entire chair team that runs this don't see it as an event. They see it as a movement. That's why if you see the conference events, lectures, and speech is only one part of their schedule, but there are so many other activities that they do in terms of taking design to where it matters, in terms of creating capabilities by interfacing with education programs, and also trying to create a kind of confidence in all the designers, budding designers, in how they will shape their career, how they will take design to their organization and grow. So in that sense, this conference is not an event, it's a movement, and I wish Kaladar and his entire team a lot more success. Thank you.
హలో ఎవ్రీబడి ఈరోజు ఇక్కడ యూఎక్స్ ఇండియా ఇంటర్నేషనల్ కాన్ఫరెన్స్లో వీ హ్యాడ్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 800 పీపుల్ అటెండింగ్ టుడే. ఈ 3 days కాన్ఫరెన్స్ అనమాట. ఈరోజు రేపు కీనోట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. సో కీనోట్స్కి వీ హ్యావ్ పీపుల్ ఫ్రమ్ డిఫరెంట్ పార్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ ద వరల్డ్. ఆల్మోస్ట్ 8 countries నుంచి పార్టిసిపేట్ చేస్తున్నారు స్పీకర్స్. పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ ఏమో ఆల్మోస్ట్ 16 countries నుంచి వచ్చారు ఈ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ అటెండ్ అవ్వడానికి. రేపు చాలా ప్యానల్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఎల్లుండేమో వర్క్షాప్స్ చేస్తున్నాం, హ్యాండ్స్ ఆన్ వర్క్షాప్స్. కంప్లీట్లీ సోల్డ్ అవుట్. అండ్ ఈసారి హైదరాబాద్కి 2 years తర్వాత వచ్చాము బెంగళూరు నుంచి. లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ బెంగళూరులో మాది బిగ్గెస్ట్ యూఎక్స్ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ ఇన్ ద వరల్డ్. ఆల్మోస్ట్ 4,000 పీపుల్ వరకు అటెండ్ అయ్యారు. ఈసారి హైదరాబాద్కి ఎందుకు వచ్చామంటే మా పేరెంట్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ యుఎంఓ డిజైన్ ఫౌండేషన్, నాన్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్, అది 25 years సెలబ్రేట్ చేస్తున్నాము. అండ్ వీ స్టార్టెడ్ 2000లో ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్. సో ఈ 25 yearsకి మళ్ళీ హైదరాబాద్కి వచ్చి సెలబ్రేట్ చేయాలి హైదరాబాద్ కమ్యూనిటీతో అని అనుకుంటున్నాము. అందుకే ఈసారి హైదరాబాద్లో ఈ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ జరుగుతుంది. దీంతోపాటు ఈ ఇయర్ థీమ్ డిజైన్ ప్రెన్యూర్షిప్. అంటే ఏంటంటే యూఎక్స్ డిజైనర్స్ అనే వాళ్ళు చాలా క్రియేటివ్గా ఉంటారు. ఈ యూఎక్స్ డిజైనర్స్ని మేము ఏఐ ద్వారా క్రియేట్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్, క్రియేట్ బిజినెసెస్, బికమ్ ఆంటర్ప్రెనర్స్ అని చెప్తున్నాము. ఎందుకు అంటే ఏఐ ద్వారా ఈ టెక్నాలజీ గ్యాప్ అనేది తగ్గుతుంది. సో డిజైనర్స్ అనే వాళ్ళు ఆర్ ద బెస్ట్ పీపుల్ టు క్రియేట్ ద బెస్ట్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ ఇన్ ద వరల్డ్. అండ్ ఈ బెస్ట్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయడం వల్ల విత్ బెస్ట్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్ $multi-million కంపెనీస్ అనేవి తయారవుతున్నాయి రోజు రోజుకి. సో దట్స్ వాట్ వీఆర్ ట్రైయింగ్ టు అచీవ్. దీంతోపాటు ఈరోజు 1 million women అనే ప్రోగ్రామ్ కూడా అనౌన్స్ చేశాము. 1 million women అంటే ఈ 2030 కల్లా ఒక 10 లక్షల ఉమెన్కి ఫ్రీ డిజైన్ లిటరసీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్, డిజైన్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇవ్వాలని అనుకుంటున్నాము. అండ్ దీన్ని విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ పార్ట్నర్స్ లైక్ మా స్పీకర్స్ కానీ వాళ్ళ అసోసియేట్ అయిన కంపెనీస్తో కానీ ఈ మిషన్ని అచీవ్ చేద్దామని ట్రై చేస్తున్నాము. మీరు వై ఉమెన్ అనే క్వశ్చన్ అడగొచ్చు. ద రీజన్ వై వీఆర్ ఫోకసింగ్ ఆన్ ఉమెన్ ఈజ్ number 1, women we believe have that natural ability to design well, to design best experiences. How you design best experience anedi with empathy, and women have the most empathy anedi ma founder Bapu gari belief. So dan valla ee program anedi mem start chesamu. We've already educated about 30,000 women so far in the last year, and hopefully with the support of these companies by 2030 we will achieve our 1 million landmark.